Welcome to Comic Book Wednesdays, a weekly series where we talk about comic books. We're your hosts. I'm Ian.
I'm Al.
And I'm Shane.
Um, Hopefully, we're back to our regular scheduled programming. So, if you're enjoying us, please continue to like and comment, subscribe. So, this week we dove into some New Avengers comics by Jonathan Hickman. We got New Avengers 13, 14, and 15. And after reading a comic book event like Infinity, this is kind of a little bit of a slower take, kind of slowed things down a bit here. Um, we got some juicy multiverse stuff. So I want you to open this up, Shane. You said you were a little confused, so I kind of want to hear your thoughts.
Sure. Yeah, sounds good. Do you want me to just go issue by issue, or just with one of the things that got me the most?
Just whatever you're vibing, brother.
Sure, sounds good. I guess I'll start with New Avengers 13, our first issue, and watching, excuse me, the multiverse stuff kind of start, and how 13 and 14 like kind of had the similar openings.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about incursions from the last issues, and I was understanding a bit like what was going on there. But in this one, I couldn't really figure out if the point of it was for them to say like, okay, there are multiple things going on that we have to watch out for, or if there's like this giant big bad that's coming. Like, the moral of it that I kind of took away from it was no matter what they do, something is going to happen, and each time they try and prevent it, something else comes and takes its place. Is that
Yeah.
kind of it?
So I get that. I get where you can get that point of view. So like the way I took it in was um, you know, the multiverse is vast and infinite, and there's just an infinite amount of possibilities that they can deal with. However, it
Mm-hmm.
seems like there is a trend of these black priests in these, um, I guess, map makers is what they call them, and they seem to
Mm-hmm.
be the constant things that keep on popping up. These two threats, um, and each individual issue, at least the first two, 13 and 14, were dedicated to kind of showing you these threats on a different Earth. So you can kind of peer as a viewer and learn about these threats before our heroes actually fight them. Um, so,
So what I liked about it was kind of that you got a different perspective. Like in the one issue, you got it where the Inhumans had taken over and were, doing their thing and not helping. And then you got the mutants in the next episode, and it just kind of like it was a cool perspective to see each race, or not race, but group
mhm.
taking their charge and even still getting annihilated. Like I thought it was a pretty cool way of going through each episode, and either way, it didn't matter. The end was coming for them.
Yeah, that's kind of how I ended up taking it. Was like, no matter what they did, no matter who was in control or what powers that be were lending to this, there was still something coming for them in the end.
No, yeah, totally. I agree with that. I think even taking it a step further is that I really like that they are trying to show you that like in the multiverse, certain things will look familiar to you, but others will be different, and it's just finding those nuances and like what makes the universe different to each one. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Even the
Sure.
So
Illuminati team on each was different, which is cool.
yeah, and so like what I'm expecting is them viewing this through the mirror, they were calling it, is taking an excerpt from each of the failed worlds and building a path to success. Hopefully, is what I was looking at.
I think that's the idea. No, it's interesting. So um, the mirror is what Black Swan was referring it to as, but Mr. Fantastic was calling it the bridge.
Yeah.
And the reason he called it the bridge is because he actually used this device in Hickman's Fantastic Four run to go to the Council of Reeds. Um, where he met all the other Mr. Fantastics from around the multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
So
And-
does he meet what do they call him? The maker or the builder, or I forget what they call him. The bad breed.
Oh,
In
the
that-
Maker.
Maker, yes.
No, he wasn't in the Council of Reeds.
Okay.
At least not that I read. And I'm pretty much at the end of that run. But there were other Reeds with nefarious purposes.
Right.
That's. But it's cool to see that come back. That was a nice tie-in to his older work. And he literally uses it as a bridge, though, in those books. So that's why he calls it that.
Okay.
But it's interesting to see here, like, Black Swan gets them to create this thing. They learn about the Black Priests. They learn about more about the map makers. And how the Black Priests want to preserve their world, kind of like similar to what the Illuminati want to do, whereas the map makers want to literally jump ship and blow up their original planet or previous planet and take the new Earth.
Right.
It's kind of what we were seeing there. Yeah, so it's an interesting. It's two different threats, and like, how do you work that out? You know, and I'm sure we're going to see both come up. You know,
Seeing Reed kind of go through and looking at all of these different events, like I kind of got the feeling that him and Tony have really had different approaches to like overall world protection and things like this, and I feel like seeing this, just from my perspective, is definitely going to leave him with like lasting damage. Like I feel like those images are going to haunt him for quite a while.
Yeah.
and it's funny you say that. I was thinking that the switch in art style, where I was a little against it at first, I feel like really knows how to show shock and awe. You see that emotion
that
really
one
well.
panel, yeah.
Yeah. What did everybody think about the Doctor Strange portion of that stuff?
Oh, I was gonna bring
He's
that up
having
next.
a
Thank you.
time.
Yeah. Yeah, he was really diving into some serious stuff, like that whole throne of power thing. It was just like, holy shit.
Like,
Yeah,
I
so-
kind of want to know what his motivation was, because like it seemed like he just kind of ramped himself up to 1,000, and I was like, "Whoa, dude, are you okay?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious to see exactly. Is it the Ebony Mall stuff that motivated him to go to this next step? Like, he essentially went to the Devil's Farmers Market. Like,
Mm-hmm. I swear to God, I'm gonna create a story based off of that. I'm telling you that right now.
So he's like, they're like, for like 20% of a god's power, you need to give us 1/5 of your soul. How much of your soul do you want to give? All of it, bitch. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh god. When you guys watch this clip or later, you're gonna see me just getting absolutely decimated, and I hope you can pay attention to the audio and not this.
I mean, I was currently catching a quillfish, so like two opposite ends of the spectrum for what we're doing in games right now.
But no, I think Doctor Strange is gonna it's gonna backfire on him, right? I mean, you don't make a deal with
Oh,
a
yeah.
demon or a devil and it not backfire on you.
Yeah, there's no way that's gonna end up good.
No,
Like, it's just not gonna happen.
Although the fact that they gave him the prices like right away of like, here's what you have to barter for. Here's what's here's what they're going to ask of you. Go ahead. Which I
Yeah,
thought was really interesting.
I mean, could you even? I mean, that's taking a demon at face value. I mean, I honestly think that it could be all a lie.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. And I just mean like most of the things that he deals with, it's more of like the cost is great, and then no one talks about it until later. He can't talk, or he loses his eyeballs or something crazy like that.
What's the cost? You'll find out.
You'll find out.
um, and then I don't know, but like, so where's the vibe on Black Swan right now? Because like, she was always kind of really fishy, but I think now that they've kind of used the bridge to kind of not only see into the multiverse, but use it to see into the past of the multiverse.
Yeah.
Um, she's hiding stuff, and that like I think what's crazy is not only has she dealt with Reeds and Tonys from alternate universes, but she's murdered them.
Yeah.
So,
well, that whole backstory thing was really cool, with seeing how she went through all that stuff, and that was pretty badass.
Yeah. So the vibe I'm getting now is like her whole dealing with them in the first place has just kind of been a manipulation thing to get her to the point where she has, you know what I mean? Like, she has a means to an end, and that's what the Illuminati are, just the means to that ends.
Yeah.
I can see that. I also get the feeling of like, at least this is from my perspective, that after they were using this machine and like looking through all of these branches and looking through everything, it kind of felt like they put her in there like out of some of that like post PTSD imagery kind of thing, and just looking at her and being like, "You're scary. Go in the box."
Yeah. Stay in the box.
Also looks like she tore into Maximus pretty well, so I wonder what happened there. They didn't show the fight.
Right.
But, yeah,
I feel like we're gonna get a lot of backstory and things as this goes on, because like I do want to learn more about Black Swan, but I also I kind of see the need for getting the box, but I also see like maybe you might be overreacting just a little bit for now.
I feel like they're going to need her. It's going to be a situation where you have someone trapped and you're like, we have to release her because they're our only hope,
In the box, out the box.
Yeah.
Right.
And don't make me regret this type of situation, Whatever.
I definitely agree. That
Yeah.
That seems like it's hinting towards that for sure.
And I'm curious, is the epilogue stuff? I didn't quite get that, so hopefully that gets kind of like cleared up as we go. I don't know. They were like talking about Thanos, and I don't know. Like, maybe it just went over my head. Did either of you pick up what they were trying to put across in the epilogue there?
As far as like the creating life type of thing, is that what we're talking about?
I guess so. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said,
you
it
could see
kind of
that. Oh, what the hell was his name?
The other big guy?
Corvus Glaive was kind of regenerating, almost, it looked like.
Interesting. I didn't even notice that. I'm going to have to go back and look at that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, no, I'm curious to see where things are to go from here. I mean, like, I think it has to ramp up, right? Because these last three were like, we got a lot of information, we saw some multiverse stuff. It was like a setup, we learned about these two enemies in the multiverse. We learned that Doctor Strange's got some stuff going on,
Yeah.
and we learned Black Swan is not to be trusted, and the cards are kind of on the table. So where are they going to go from here? Honestly, like. It only goes higher. I feel like it's going to be really exciting the next couple issues.
I'd agree with that.
I'm reloading.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't really have much more. I feel like I touched on all the parts that I've wanted to hit. Shane, is there any like stuff that you had questions on, or because I know you said you might have multiple things. I don't know. Unless we touched it all.
No worries. It was what really like was kind of confusing to me a little bit was the multiversal like kind of stuff that was happening. Just because when you're dealing with multiverse things and when you're dealing with different branches like that, it's for me it's a little hard to pay attention to right away because I have to sit there and be like, okay, is this really happening? But it does help that they give the like Earth, and then they have like the numbers or whatever. But we kind of touched on in the beginning where I was basically thinking, is this going to be like a one big bad kind of thing, or is the point of this, no matter what, there's something going to happen?
Right.
Enemy UAV active.
But
Yeah.
no, I think we hit on all the points pretty well.
Yeah, me too.
Definitely. Cool. I'm getting a slight echo. I don't know who that is, but just
Same.
I'm not getting it.
there it is. Somebody wasn't muted. I think we're
It
good.
was me, I guess.
But just real quick, not non-spoiler talk. Shane and I each saw Black Panther, and we watched a Christmas special for Guardians of the Galaxy. Al, did you see either of those?
I have not.
Either.
I didn't
Okay.
even know the Christmas special was up.
Yeah, that
To
came
be
out
honest with you.
last Friday. It's good. Watch it. James Gunn is a mastermind with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and it was worth watching.
Alright, I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, there's some good humor. It's definitely a nice, spoiler free. It's definitely a nice feel good kind of thing,
Okay.
done well.
Swapping magazines.
And the song in the beginning is my absolute favorite.
Oh
Oh,
god.
awesome.
I love it.
It's
I
got
love
that Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack feel.
it. So it's more
a
of
little
an
cringy.
it's an original piece of music, but it's so like it's just over the top goofy. It's just a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah. What else? Just a couple thoughts on Black Panther for me. It is my favorite Marvel movie from this year. It's my second favorite Phase 4 project. I thought it was really well done. Do you care if I mention who becomes Black Panther? I feel like you already know. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Shuri earns it. She absolutely earns it through this movie, and I am happy they did what they did. I think that if Chadwick Boseman was in the movie, it would have been even better. Unfortunately, he, rest in peace. But what they did with the movie, the characters they used, where they're going from here, the world building stuff, I got tons of theories on the Thunderbolts. Like, I see how things are going to go in that way. I'm really excited. It capped off Phase 4 really nicely. And I feel like this was the feel, the vibe that people were missing from Marvel, because it does feel connected. It's got that feel like the old movies had. So I'm kind of really into it. I'm happy.
And the post-credit scene I know about too, so you can mention that if you feel the need to.
So that
cool.
that post credit scene was actually the plot of the original movie before Chadwick died.
Okay.
No shit, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that
Yeah,
portion, but I heard about it.
Wow.
So the plot was going to center around him being a father.
I'm reloading.
Interesting.
Wow.
So
For me, I want to say that it's. I agree with you, Ian. It's definitely one of my favorite Phase 4 projects. I think it is definitely one of my top Marvel movies that I've ever seen, just because it wraps itself up in such a nice way that it doesn't feel like it's reaching for too many angles. It hits on all the points we as fans want to know about with continuing story, but it also leaves you feeling like you understand everything better, and they did a great job in paying respect to Chadwick Boseman.
definitely, I agree. Absolutely, 100%. Also, to add, for your confusion only, Al, they say both Namor and Namor in the movie. So good luck.
Oh, that's wonderful. that's just what I wanted, because that always helps things.
I'm not
That's
gonna
what-
lie, from the
Try and
go ahead,
confuse
Al.
the fans
Sorry.
as much as possible.
When I first saw him on screen, after all of the issues that we were reading, as soon as I saw him come up, I was like, "Oh, you." I know you.
You
Waiting for you
swarmy
to do
bastard.
something. You swarmy bastard.
Oh my god. And you know what? He wasn't as swarmy as the comics, but he had his moments, and I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh, you piece of shit, Namor! I love you."
I
But
like
yeah,
his origin in the movie a little bit better than the comics.
I do too.
Without spoilers, that's all I'll say.
Well,
I'm into it.
I don't know when I'll be able to see it. I'm probably gonna wait for that to come on Disney Plus. I'm sorry about the echo. I can hear it now.
That's cool.
Suppression main set.
Yeah, I'll probably wait for that one on Disney Plus, but I've heard nothing but good things about it. So
When it comes out on Disney Plus, when you watch it, why don't you let us know so that we can all watch it again, and then we can actually talk about it.
yeah, definitely.
That sounds like a good idea. Because I'll probably be watching when it comes to Disney Plus anyway.
At least several times.
Yep. All right, let's wrap up. We got a little bit of a echo going here, so I want to just thank everybody for listening. Please subscribe, like, comment, and I'll try to get this up at a normal pace and not have like 2-3 weeks of in between. All right, again, I'm Ian.
I'm Al.
I'm Shane.
This is Comic Book Wednesdays. Good night,
Goodbye.
everybody.
Bye bye.
It does not want to turn off. There it is.